Alright guys, so in today's video we got a 2016 Infiniti Q5. It's got the 2.0 4-cylinder turbocharged engine that is no longer running. It is seized up and locked up because when the last oil change was performed, they didn't tighten the oil drain plug all the way and it fell out on the highway, resulting in the car locking up. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this motor out of here and replace it with a new one, but I'm just curious to see where the issue is. Like, we're gonna tear down the entire motor and we're gonna see what and where it went wrong. First things first, we're gonna take a breaker bar and confirm that the motor is locked. So we're gonna go ahead and take this, in this case I think it's a 27. Yeah, it's a 27. We're just gonna go ahead and put this down in here. Just make sure it's squared up. Make sure the socket's fully seated. And it's not moving. So it is seized. It's not moving nowhere. So that's how you confirm that your motor's locked. So yeah, that's no good. We got to take all these plastic clips off. And if you're doing this at home and you don't have good memory, get yourself a set of these great value sandwich bags and a marker, a permanent marker, and just everything that you take out, put it in a bag and label it, and you should be able to remember where it goes. If you don't have a bag to put them in, at least just put them back in. Oh damn, this is a whole part of the intake. What the fuck? Okay, well, anyway. The hell? Anyway, if you don't have a bag to put these in, just put them back in here. And that's another real easy way to remember where they go. Just put it in a nice, secure place. All right, now we're gonna come to the passenger side of the car and we're gonna remove this wire harness that goes to the ECU. And there's just a couple retaining clips. This is the most difficult plug to remove, as there's like a safety clip underneath. What I did is pulled it off the bracket, flipped it over, and then removed the plug. It was so much easier that way. But we're gonna go ahead and remove this wire harness and just tuck it aside over here. Okay, on this ECU clip, there's a little retainer. You're just gonna press on it and pull this back, and that's gonna release the plug for the ECU. As well as there's these two plugs down here you need to press and release, but before you do that, you gotta remove these zip tie holders. They're just two wing clips. You're gonna press these in and pull them out. Okay. I'm gonna move that out the way. There's also a 12mm right here that you're gonna need to remove. That goes to the, I believe, the starter. I'm just gonna place this nut back on the battery. And then go through and remove these clips. Also, one more wire that we need to remove is this ground cable. It comes off of the wheel well and works its way down, and it's connected with a 10mm right there. Let me see if it'll focus. That's a 10mm, and you're just gonna go to remove that, tuck it out of the way. All right, once you got that 10mm disconnected for that ground cable, you're gonna go ahead and just pull this back, and what I'm gonna do is just feed it up through here. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna feed it up through here and hold it out of the way. After that's removed, you got about 90% of the stuff that you need to remove from this side of the motor off. The next thing we're gonna do is remove the radiator and the fans to get them out of the way, to give me a little bit more space to work and remove the AC lines. Okay, so on this clip here, we're gonna go ahead and push through, make sure it's all the way out, and then we're gonna press down. This will disconnect this clip here. I've already went ahead and pre-lifted these. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna bungee cord these to the motor because they're gonna come off with the intake. All right, once your car is jacked up in the air, you're gonna go underneath and you're gonna remove all this paneling here, and it's just a bunch of 10mm holding it all in. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. All right, keep all your hardware together with your panels. All right, once you have the shielding removed, this is what we're trying to gain access to, which is this drain for the radiator. It's covered in mud, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pull that plug out, drain the radiator into a bucket, and we'll be good to go. Oh, I got this little wrench and I got a freaking Phillips head bit. I know this gonna go spraying everywhere, bro. Watch. There we go. All right, while we're waiting for that to drain out, we're gonna go ahead and remove this radiator support. It is 212s, and then there's 210s right here, and I believe that should lift right out. And I'm gonna label this radiator support and put it over there. All right, once you got these two hood latch releases removed, you can go ahead and remove your radiator support. Go ahead and set this aside with your hardware. All right, now you gotta separate the condenser and the AC. You gotta separate the condenser and the radiator, and they have two little tabs here. You're gonna have to depress that clip right there, and this one on this side, after you remove the upper and lower radiator hoses. So that's what we're gonna do now. This radiator hose should be able to grab under here and pull straight up. All right, so the same steps applied. You're just gonna pull straight up on that keeper, and then you're gonna pull out on your radiator hose. Make sure you move your bucket. I don't like their freaking radiator hoses. They're so stupid.
And then they got like plastic housings on it. This is just destined to fail, dude. They are setting y'all up for failure, bro.
I swear, if you're buying an Infiniti, they're setting you up for failure. Look at this crap. All right, once you've got your transmission cooler line clips off, make sure you have some of these caps that you can cap off the lines with. Otherwise, you're gonna be leaking fluid everywhere. And you are gonna lose a little bit, so when you go to put the transmission cooling lines back on, you're gonna have to fill up this reservoir and just try to leak as much. I'll show you guys how to do all of that later in another video, but make sure you put these on the end of the cap. Okay, in order to get the radiator out, you're gonna have to push this forward and then pry this clip back and pull up on the condenser. Just get it over the tab and then it should release the radiator. I'll show you guys how I do it here. Pretty big screwdriver here. Just gonna pry out and pull up on the condenser just to get that lip started. Same thing, pry out. Okay, once that happens, we're going to separate the condenser and the radiator. Okay. So go down into your area. Then you have to carefully like work this thing out, because you got this freaking boost pipe on this side, and then you got this bracket in the way on this side, and then you got the freaking fan wire holding you up. Of course. And then again, the fan wire on this side. And power steering line. Oh, come on, don't leak now. Come on. Okay. Oh, gee. Now that we got that removed, we can go ahead and remove the AC lines, everything off of this side of the motor, the charge pipe, or the intercooler piping. Unfortunately, my phone was not recording when I removed the AC lines, but it's pretty simple. There's one line going down into the condenser and it has a bracket on it that you need to remove a 10mm from, as well as this line that goes into the body. You need to remove that 10mm. If you did not evacuate your air conditioning unit, I recommend doing that, because if you remove the AC line and there's still charge in the condenser or in the system overall, it's gonna blow up and hit you in the face and just send oil everywhere. Another thing that I did off camera is I removed these cooling lines for, you know, the heater core and I'm assuming the turbo. And yeah, I'm gonna set you guys up on the tripod and let you watch me attempt to pull this motor.